So hello everyone. In the previous lecture we have seen how to calculate Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation using three different methods. The first method, direct method, second one is actual mean method, and the third one is assumed mean method. We know that the Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation is denoted by small r and is defined as covariance of xy upon sigma x sigma y, where sigma x is the standard deviation of x and sigma y is the standard deviation of y. And covariance of x comma y is defined as 1 upon n summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar, where x bar is the mean of x and y bar is the mean of y. Mean is calculated by summation x by n. X bar will be summation x by n, y bar will be summation y by n. And sigma x is called as the standard deviation and sigma x square is called as the variance of x defined by 1 upon n summation of y minus y bar the whole square. In a similar way, sigma y square is defined as 1 upon n summation of y minus y bar the whole square. This is called as the variance of y and sigma y is called as the standard deviation of y. And we have seen how to calculate the Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation by three different methods. So to calculate r by direct method, we had applied this formula where r is equal to summation xy minus summation x summation y upon n upon square root of summation x square minus summation x the whole square upon n into square root of summation y square minus summation y the whole square by n. And then the second method was actual mean method. Actual mean method means we were calculating the actual means of x and y and then substituting in summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar upon square root of summation x minus x bar the whole square into summation square root of summation y minus y bar the whole square. The third method was assumed mean method. So dx is defined as x minus the assumed mean. We assume one number to be the mean and then we replace dx to be equal to x minus that particular mean. And then r is calculated by using the formula summation dx dy minus summation dx into summation dy upon n upon sigma x sigma y formula. Okay. So we had three different methods of calculating the Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Only thing, r value should lie between -1 and +1. First example. A sample of 25 pairs of values of x and y lead to the following results. Summation x 127, summation y 100, summation x square 760, summation y square 449 and summation xy is 500. Later on it was found that two pairs of values were taken as 814 and 8,6 instead of the correct values 812 and 6,8. Find the corrected correlation coefficient between x and y. So we have to calculate the coefficient of correlation. Now when you are given all these summations, the method to calculate the Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation is the direct method. Direct method, r is given by summation xy minus summation x summation y upon n upon square root of summation of x square minus summation x the whole square by n into square root of summation y square minus summation y the whole square upon n. This is a method when you are having all these summations given. But later it was found that two pairs of values were taken as this and this instead of 812 and 68. Okay, after calculating the summation, it was found that these values were taken wrong instead of these values. So we have to calculate the corrected coefficient of correlation. So we have to calculate now corrected all these summations. Okay, the coefficient of correlation was calculated based on these summations, but later it was found that these values were taken wrong instead of these values. So now we have to calculate the corrected coefficient of correlation, which means all these summations are to be corrected by taking the new values or the correct values. So what we have to do is, now from each summations, we subtract subtract the wrong values and add the correct values. From each of these summations, we have to subtract the wrong values and add the correct values. So we will do one by one. So let's take summation x. So these were the wrong values and these were the correct values. This is the formula which is to be applied in calculating the corrected value of the coefficient of correlation. Summation x is already given as 127. From that, now we are taking x. Only x is there. So what are x in these two coordinates? X is 8 here, x is 8 here. These are the wrong values and these are the correct values. So subtracting the wrong values of x, summation x, there are two values of x, add both, 8 plus 8 and subtract that sum, plus add the correct values of x, 8 plus 6. The values of x in these correct values are 8 and 6. So what we have to do is 127 minus subtracting the wrong values of x, that is 8 plus 8. Adding the correct values of x, that is 8 plus 6. When we simplify, we will get 127 minus 16 plus 14. That comes out to be 125. So we have got corrected summation x. Next, we have to calculate corrected summation y. Again, corrected summation y. Subtract the incorrect summation y and add the correct summation y. So what was the incorrect summation y? Now the y values in the wrong values are 14 and 6. And the correct values are 12 and 8 for the variable y. So we have to subtract the incorrect. 14 plus 6 has to be subtracted and 12 plus 8 has to be added. So 100 minus subtracting the wrong value, that is 14 plus 6. It is summation y. That is why we are adding this 14 plus 6 and plus adding the summation of the right values, 12 plus 8. So we will get 100 minus 20 plus 20. That comes out to be 100. Now summation of xy. Again, from the summation given in the problem, we have to subtract the incorrect values and add the correct values. Now it is summation x into y. When we take this coordinate x comma y, x into y will be 8 into 14 plus 8 into 6. This is a wrong one. And correct one will be 8 into 12 plus 6 into 8. So we are subtracting the incorrect values and adding the correct values. So summation xy will be 8 into 14 plus 8 into 6. These are the incorrect values or the wrong values. So we are subtracting that and then adding the correct values, that is 8 into 12 plus 6 into 8. That becomes 500. If you simplify this, minus 160 plus 144, that comes out to be 484. Now the next summation, that is summation x square. 760 is the value given in the problem. From 760, subtract the incorrect summation x square. Now summation x square only. That is, summation x square will become 8 square plus 8 square. The correct summation x square will become 8 square plus 6 square. So 760 minus wrong x square is 8 square plus 8 square and the correct x square is 8 square plus 6 square. So that becomes 760 minus 128 plus 100. That comes out to be 732. Similarly, summation y square. This is the value given in the problem. Subtracting the incorrect y square. So 14 square plus 6 square has to be subtracted and 12 square plus 8 square has to be added. We get the answer as 425. So we have calculated now all the summations, substituting those summations in the direct method formula and get the value of r. Substituting in the direct method formula and we will get the corrected value of r. So using the corrected summations of all these, we are going to substitute in the formula for r and calculating the corrected coefficient of correlation, which comes out to be minus 0.309. So all these are not the original ones which are given in the problem. These are the corrected summation xy, corrected summation x, corrected summation y. Okay, all these are the corrected values of these summations and then substituting in the formula to get the value of R. So R lies between -1 and +1, and there is a negative correlation. Second example, calculate the coefficient of correlation between X and Y from the following data. N is equal to 10, summation X is 225, summation Y 189, summation of X minus 22 the whole square is 85, and summation of Y minus 19 the whole square is 25, and summation of this. So again, we have to use any one of those three methods to calculate the coefficient of correlation. It may be direct method, assumed mean method, actual mean method. Now it cannot be the direct method because we are given X minus some value, Y minus some value. So that we are not having it in direct method. So it can be solved by either actual mean method or by assumed mean method. In the actual mean method, it is X minus X bar, which means that 22 has to be the actual mean of X. If I calculate the mean of X, it will be summation X upon N. That is 225 divided by 10. That comes out to be 22.5. Actual mean is 22.5, but we are given 22, which means that this is not the actual mean. Here it is 189 divided by 10, that is 18.9. Here we are getting Y minus, that is 19 here. So this is also not the actual mean. So we will solve this problem by the assumed mean method. So that means X minus 22 has to be taken as dx, Y minus 19 has to be taken as dy. Okay, so we are going to solve by this assumed mean method formula. So for that, now if I assume X minus 22 as dx and Y minus 19 as dy, we can write this as dx square. This is summation dy square, summation dx dy. So we are given summation dx dy, summation dx square, and summation dy square. But summation dx and summation dy are not given. Instead, we are given summation x and summation y. So from these summations, we have to calculate what is summation dx and summation dy. So we are taking dx to be x minus 22 and dy to be y minus 19. So we are taking dx as x minus 22, dy as y minus 19. So from the given problem, summation x minus 22 the whole square is 85. This is 25 and this product is equal to 42. So if we take x minus 22 as dx, we will get summation dx square to be 85, summation dy square 25, and summation dx dy to be 42. These three are given in the problem. Next, we want to calculate summation dx and summation dy. So what is summation dx? We know dx is equal to this. Take summation on both the sides. If you take summation on both the sides, summation of x minus 22. Take summation inside, we will get summation x minus n into 22. As there is no x and y here, I'll get n into 22. Now summation x is given in the problem as 225. N is given as 10 in the problem. Substituting everything, we will get summation dx to be equal to 5. In a similar way, summation dy. Summation dy is summation of y minus 19. Take summation inside, to summation y minus n into 19. Summation y is given in the problem as 189, n is given as 10. Simplifying, we will get summation dy as minus 1. So we got summation dy minus 1, summation dx 5, summation dx square 85, summation dy square 25, and summation dx dy is 42. Substituting all these summations in the assumed mean method formula and calculating the value of R. So we get R is equal to, substituting for dx dy, etc. and calculating the value of R, which is 0.9378. The value of R lies between -1 and +1, and there is a positive correlation. Next problem. Given number of pair of observations is 10, X series standard deviation is 22.7, Y series standard deviation is 9.592. Summation of the product of the corresponding deviations of X and Y from their respective actual mean is -1439. Find R. Okay, we have to make use of the Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. What are the things given? N is equal to 10. X series standard deviation means sigma X, 22.7. Y series standard deviation is 9.592. Now summation of the product. Summation is summation. Product means two terms. The product of corresponding deviations of X and Y from their respective actual means. Actual means are X bar and Y bar. So we are given summation of X minus X bar into Y minus Y bar is -1439. So now we know that R is equal to covariance of X comma Y upon sigma X sigma Y. Sigma X is known, sigma Y is known. Covariance has to be calculated. So covariance formula is 1 by n summation of X minus X bar into Y minus Y bar. Even this is given as summation of the product of the corresponding deviations of X and Y. Deviations means how much X minus X bar is called as a deviation of X from X bar. This is also given. So we can calculate covariance and then substituting everything in the value in the formula for R. So we are given n is equal to 10, sigma X is 22.7, sigma Y is 9.592 and summation of X minus X bar into Y minus Y bar is -1439. Calculating covariance first. -1439 upon 10 is given as the value for summation X minus X bar into Y minus Y bar. N is given as 10. So we will get -143.9. So R will become, this is already given, R is equal to covariance upon sigma X sigma Y. That comes out to be -0.6608. Again, negative correlation and the value of R lies between -1 and +1. Next example. Given R as 0.5, summation xy 60, sigma y 4, summation x square is 90, where x and y denotes the deviation from the respective arithmetic mean. So whatever x and y are given, they are not directly x and y. X is equal to x minus x bar. Y is equal to y minus y bar. X and y are the deviations from the respective arithmetic mean, which means we are given x into y, meaning is summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar. This x is x minus x bar. Y is y minus y bar. So we are given summation xy as summation of x minus x bar, that is equal to 60, and summation x square will become x minus x bar. Instead of x, it is given as x minus x bar, not directly x. X and y denote the deviation from the respective arithmetic mean. So x minus x bar into y minus y bar. Okay. So summation xy is summation x minus x bar into y minus y bar, and summation x square is summation of x minus x bar the whole square. These two are given. We have to calculate the number of observations, that is n. N is to be calculated. We are having sigma y, we are having this, and we have to calculate R is also given. Okay, so now we have to apply this formula for coefficient of correlation. R is equal to covariance of x comma y upon sigma x sigma y. Now sigma y is given in the problem. Sigma x is not given, so we're making use of the formula for sigma x. Covariance is not given directly, so we're making use of the formula for the covariance. This is the formula for covariance, this is the formula for sigma x, and then sigma y is given directly, so we need not apply the formula for sigma y. Now what is this product given? This is given as 60. N is not given. X minus x bar the whole square is given as 90. Sigma y is given as 4 and R is given as 0.5. So substituting for all the given values, R as 0.5, Summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar is 60 and this square is 90. Simplifying everything, we have to get the value of capital N. So cross multiply. You can cancel one n and then cross multiply, bring this term over here and simplify using the calci. We will get root n to be 3.1622 and n becomes approximately equal to 10. Simplifying this, cancel n and root n. So root n will remain, that root n will go here and then simplifying the remaining terms. So n value or the number of observations is equal to 10. So whatever is given, accordingly we have to make use of the formula. One more problem, simple problem. Coefficient is given as 0.4, R is given as 0.4, the covariance is given as 12, variance of x is 25, find the standard deviation of y. So which formula is to be applied? So R is equal to covariance of x comma y upon sigma x sigma y. This is the formula which is to be applied. R is given as 0.4, covariance is 12, variance of x. We know variance of x is sigma x square. That is 25. So sigma x is equal to 5. We have to calculate sigma y. Substitute all the values here. R is 0.4, covariance is 12. Variance of x is 25, so sigma x will become 5 and sigma y is to be calculated. Cross multiply and calculate sigma y, that comes out to be 6. So direct substitution in the formula. So depending upon the data given in the problem, we have to make use of the formulas. Either the basic definition of R, that is covariance of xy upon sigma x sigma y. We should know what is covariance of xy, what is sigma x sigma y, and also by the direct method, assumed mean method and the actual mean method. So these are some of the practice problems which you can try. So thank you. See you in the next lecture.